First of all, how are you feeling?
Really good.
Are you?
Yeah.
How's your hearing coming along at this point?
Well, it hasn't improved, or it's improved marginally, but I've become more accustomed to the disability, and I've been able to take advantage of new technology and hearing devices. So it's a little bit better, and mostly what I'm working for is to be able to see if I can play and sing with other musicians.
Yeah. How challenging is that for you right now to perform?
It's challenging, but what I found sort of recently is that if I sit and there are two speakers here and a wedge down on the floor,
Yeah.
then I can hear enough of everybody so that I feel like when I'm singing that I'm capable of telling a story.
Yeah.
I don't have to concentrate on am I in rhythm,
Yeah.
I can float along and know and hear that things are right, It's been a lot better and also very, very interesting. The musicians that I'm working with are
Yeah.
really extraordinary people.
When we last talked, I guess it was the beginning of last year, you said you couldn't really perform with a larger group of musicians anymore.
Right.
Is that still true?
That may have changed.
Yeah.
I'll see. I can now perform with two other guitarists. Actually, I did a complete performance of the Seven Psalms with the whole ensemble
You did.
in April, and I was able to do that. So I haven't tried playing with a drum kit or electric guitar, and I probably won't
Because?
play with that. The sound is overpowering,
Yeah.
and then I can't hear myself. It's no good. That sound is no good. But I'm aside from Seven Psalms, which was an acoustic record, I'm going through my repertoire and reducing a lot of the choices that I make to acoustic versions and augmenting it with some of the sounds from Seven Psalms that were very subtle percussion sounds and these sonic bowls that create overtones and very interesting sounds, but it's all much quieter.
Yeah.
It's still 8 other people, but it's not, you can call me Al. That's gone. I can't do that one.
What's it been like for you to make these adjustments? I mean, just kind of emotionally.
It was incredibly frustrating. I was very angry at first that that this had happened. I began to adjust to it. There are certain things that are gone from my life, like I can't go to a concert.
Yeah.
Occasionally I go to a restaurant, but it's really hard to hear what's going on. But as I say, I'm working on the music, reducing it in sound, if not subtlety. So that's better. I'm getting used to it, and my work with SITCHA, with the Stanford Initiative to Cure Hearing Loss, gives me hope that there is some significant improvement on the horizon.
When this was first happening to you and you went around looking for help, was it discouraging?
Yeah, it was discouraging because pretty much people said there's nothing that you could do. As with any kind of diagnosis that's really serious, there's an element of denial that goes on where you think, well, this is just not going to happen. It's going to get better and better. But when I'd fall out of those moods into, no, this is it. Yeah, then I got depressed.
Yeah.
But
What pulled
but you come out of it.
Well, how do you come out of it?
Well, what you do is you look at what you've got.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you go there. My family, Edie, all kinds of things that are just wonderful. In some ways, maybe those experiences are even enhanced
Yeah.
because I don't have these other faculties. But anyway, you come in and out of. You go from depressed to being optimistic to being accepting, and all of those things that have been well documented about what people go through at loss.
They're well documented, but when you go through them yourself, it feels like the first time.
You're amazed.
Yeah.
It took me several years before I had any dreams where I would say in my dreams, no, you have to come on my right side to hear,
Yeah.
I was completely fine and all
Yeah.
that. Takes a while.
How does a musician feel about his music when he can't really hear anymore?
I'm not in a position where I can't hear anymore. I
Yeah.
can hear.
Yeah.
It's just I can't hear. There's only about 6% in my left ear.
Yeah.
The right ear is adequate and appropriate to my age. I've written two new songs and recorded them, and I thought they were very interesting and beyond what Seven Psalms was. So that process continues, but you're engaged in problem solving,
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that you can solve a lot of the problems. It takes a while sometimes, but a lot of the problems can be solved, and those that can't be solved, that's part of the elements that you're going to use in expressing yourself. I can do this, but I can't do that. To encourage myself, I think, Matisse, when he was suffering at the end of his life, when he was just in bed, he envisioned all these cutouts and, and had a great creative period. So I don't think creativity stops with disability. So far, I haven't experienced that.
Yeah.
And I hope not to.
Well, that's really encouraging.
It is.
What do you have to do to prepare to perform now?
Nothing different.
You don't?
No, it's the same. I have to spend more time getting used to this sound environment, but I've just begun to do that in the last few weeks with other musicians. But otherwise, my voice is fine.
Yeah.
When I can hear enough, I have a really good time. I don't have the full band that I used to have, and I used to really enjoy changing arrangements. I could hear everything so clearly. Now I can do the same, but I've reduced it to 2 guitars. So now I'll say, when you play that phrase, can you slide the guitar when you do that? Maybe play this line. Play it an octave down. No, that's not right. So I'm still able to problem solve in a way that's really enjoyable to me, but it's on a micro scale rather than a macro.
Yeah. Do you get anxious about performing now because of this?
I haven't performed. I do have dates booked in 2025, and I can still drop out if I find I can't accomplish it. But so far, I'm optimistic that I can, and that I'll be able to perform again in 2025. But, will I be nervous? I probably will be. Whereas before, I really never got nervous.
Are you nervous about this?
I'll know as soon as the sound is good.
Yeah.
But I'm not terribly nervous. But if like I played the White House, and I had a sound check in the White House underneath this big portrait of Abe Lincoln. And
I know where that is.
You know it, right? It was a disastrous sound check, and I thought, oh, wow, what am I going to do here? But the performance was fine. In fact, I had a good time.
Must be strange to feel nervous about performing when you never have.
Not really strange. I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand what it is. Of course, I haven't done it this way, so I can't be sure of what's going to happen. But aside from that, well, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'll deal with it. That's all. I'll deal with it. I guess what I'm most apprehensive about would be if I can't hear well enough to really enjoy the act of making music. I don't want to be in a situation where I can get through a show, but I haven't really invested myself emotionally because I'm paying attention to, can I hear this? Can I hear that? Can I hear my voice? I want those thoughts to go away and just think about whatever the song is that I'm playing and however I'm playing. I'd rather deal with those issues. They're fun. The other ones, they're tough. I've got a speaker here.
Yeah.
I've got one here, and I've got one coming from here. And when the balance is right, I can hear well. Like to know a little bit about you for our files. Like to help you learn to help yourself. Look around you, all you see, sympathetic eyes. Stroll around the grounds till you feel at home. Mrs. Robinson, that sounds okay, to me. I can hear.
Yeah.
And it sounds like there's an echo. But that could be, it's the room. See, the other thing I think about is like every room is different.
Yeah.
I've been practicing in a rehearsal hall, but what happens when I get into a 3,000 seat concert hall?
Yeah.
But I don't know the answer to that.
How long did it take you to work this out?
It took a while. We just made this change to larger speakers. They were smaller speakers.
Yeah.
This is an improvement. These speakers. But as I say, if I stand, I don't have a strap, but if I stand, just this difference of distance is an adjustment to hear. So when I'm down here, I can hear Mark, my colleague Mark Stewart.
Yeah.
I can hear him, and I can hear me, and we'll do a sound check and get the balance.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be fine. I'll have to get my brain back to the speed of thinking while I'm performing, I'll have to talk a little bit or something, but that'll come, so I'm not worried about that. So it feels like it's going to be okay. So should I take these guys out? So these are my hearing aids, taking them off. That's what mine look like.
Do you mind if I take a look in your ears?
Yes. No, I'm sitting.
Okay.
I can't wait.
I'm about to put a speculum in your ear, and let's change this magnification. Okay, so I'm putting a speculum in your ear, and let's have you tilt your head to the other side. Perfect. Oh. Okay, so what I'm seeing is a beautiful looking eardrum.
Could be an album cover.
And one of the hearing bones, and certainly no problems with the eardrum or the middle ear.
No, all the problems are in my left ear. I wonder if you can see it. That'll be interesting.
Let's rotate you so that we can take a look. Okay, so again, putting a speculum in your ear. And can you tilt now to the other shoulder? Okay. So likewise, it's a healthy looking eardrum and ear canal, and no problems with the middle ear. And we know that the issue is with the inner ear, which is hidden. It's out of the view.
Some animals are able to correct their own hearing problems.
Yes, absolutely. So birds and reptiles, the lower species, fish, they can regenerate their hair cells.
What do they have that? What do they have that we don't?
Well, we have actually now understood what it is. We actually have the same genetic machinery. It's just turned off in people.
Wow.
And the key question is, how do you turn it on?
Yeah.
And how do you turn it on safely? So really, by studying these lower species and understanding how they do it, that informed approaches in mammals, and the initial experiments have been done in mice. And we can regenerate hair cells in mice. But now the real question is, how do you then bring it to people?
Yeah.
And it has to be done safely, because cancer is regeneration gone awry.
Yeah.
So you have to turn them on for the precisely needed period of time and then turn them off, because you don't want a problem.